Hey girl, hey! So today's video I'm going to be talking about everything, well not everything, but the main things that I took away from my first semester of college, because I recently just finished about 3 days ago my first semester in college. Is that an echo in here? Okay, moving on from that horrible joke, I am going to read, well I like kind of outlined a little bit of a list, but it's more going to be just like a talking vlog style video, because I just feel like this semester I've learned a lot, and I know I've only been in college for 1 semester, so obviously it's not like everything because college is a big deal, a big change. But just a few things that I learned that I'd like to share with you guys. These aren't at all really academic things, just like life lessons in general. Now the first thing that I want to share with you that I've definitely learned is that comfort zones are boring. And I know we've all heard it a million times. Get out of your comfort zone. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. But I've really learned it firsthand in college is that if you stay in your comfort zone where you're comfortable, if you're afraid to try new things and, you know, do something that's out of your character necessarily, you really won't get anywhere and develop and change as a person. And if you always rely on what's comfortable for you, then life really is boring. And I think that the best way to try and make the most of your life and, you know, live one that's good for the books and everything is to branch out and try something that's outside of your comfort zone or that you wouldn't normally do. Try and do something that you wouldn't do yesterday. You know what I mean? Not just in college. This applies to everyone, but really just don't get too comfortable in your life. You should be doing something all the time that you're afraid of, because that's when your life is really going to be worthwhile. And that goes beyond just like, oh, I'm afraid to try this food, or I've never climbed a rock wall or anything like that. But it's like the people you surround yourself with too, because I know, especially in high school for me, I was very much one of those people that once I had my like good group of friends, I stuck with them and I stayed in that comfortable group, you know what I mean? Which I feel like a lot of people do that, and there's nothing wrong with having good friends, but there is something wrong when you don't really care to try and meet new people or make different friends because you're comfortable enough with your group, I guess, is the thing. Well, I'm still holding this pen, why? Okay, that was a long one. I need to make these more succinct. Unexpected friendships can be the best. A lot of these things are probably very cliche life lessons that you've heard, but these are really things that I've come to realize are true. And some of the best friends you're going to have, and the most that you're going to learn about yourself from your friends, and the most that you're going to get out of your friendship can be with people that you wouldn't necessarily think you'll get along with and that you don't have much in common with. What I've noticed is that people generally look for some of the same qualities that they have in their friends. But honestly, the best friendships come from those who are completely different, and you can learn from each other and build off of each other. And I think that I wouldn't have guessed that I'd be really good friends with some of the people that I am in college. But it's like some of the best friendships that I've had. Because definitely you need to challenge yourself to try and connect with people on different levels than you're used to. And basically, bottom of the line is what it says: unexpected friendships can be the best friendships. So don't count someone out just because you don't have much in common with them, because you could learn a lot from them. Real learning comes from interest, and I have actually enjoyed my classes for the most part because I'm taking things that I'm really interested in and I want to know more about. And I know that this can be hard because I know, especially on Tumblr, people are always like, oh my god, school is the worst. I hate it. If something's wrong with the school system, if you come home really like sad every day. And I think, I mean, obviously this won't fix everything and it's really hard to do, but if you genuinely try to find something about what you're studying that interests you and that you know, thirst to learn more about, you will actually learn a lot more, because especially in high school with classes that you don't really care about necessarily, like, when am I going to use this in real life? You know, that kind of thing. That's when you're not really going to take away anything from the class. And if you really want to learn, which is what school is about, then you need to find a way to become interested in and to challenge yourself to find something that's interesting about it, because then it's really going to stick with you as opposed to cramming it and then spitting out knowledge for a test. I guess what I'm saying is when you're forced to learn something, a certain subject or a certain class, find something about it that you really want to learn about, even though it might be hard. And if you have the opportunity, definitely learn about something that you're already interested in, because then it's a lot more fun. If you're interested, you will learn a lot more. And another thing about interest, one of my other points is if you want to build really solid relationships with people and dig deeper than just kind of like surface relationships where you talk about pretty shallow stuff or something like that, then you need to show interest for other people instead of trying to get them to be interested in you. A lot of people don't like consciously think about this, like, oh, I hope they're interested in this thing I'm doing. But like, if you're really trying and genuinely, not just like pretending, to learn about someone else and become interested in who they are and what they stand for and what they do, then you will definitely have a better friendship and relationship with that person. Because if you're trying the whole time to focus on you, even if you don't realize it, then they're not going to have the same connection because they don't think you're as interested in them. I guess, if that makes sense. Another thing, this is probably what a lot of people want to hear, and it's true, is that high school literally does not matter at all after high school. You don't start over as a new person in college, but honestly, when you meet someone, I never really wonder like, oh, I wonder if they had a lot of friends in high school, or like, ooh, were you the captain of your lacrosse team or anything? Like, those things don't really matter. I'm not saying that you're doing everything in high school for nothing, but I'm just saying that like, once you're in college, it's a completely different world, and you don't have to worry about, you know, your reputation in high school, because it's really not going to matter outside of it. No one's going to care if you were the most popular person, and no one's going to care if you had no friends. You know what I mean? If you're worried about, you know, how your reputation is in high school, just think about it. Like, is this going to matter in 10 years? Because most likely it won't, even in 1 year if you're a senior. Another point that I actually started thinking about this when I watched Morgan, or the Forever Glamorous. She had a video like this. I think that was like pretty early on in the semester though, what college has taught me so far. And she talked about how there's a lot more hope for the world than she originally thought. And I really think that's true. Like, I've met a lot of really fascinating people in college that just like have so many aspirations and hopes and dreams and things that like, and ideas that like, you know that they are going to do great things for the world, and that, you know, the world isn't so doomed, and as you see it maybe on the news, and that there are great people, because the news, I guess, reflects a lot of bad things that happen and bad people, but there is so much hope for the world in the future and the people that are going to be building up as the next generation. I just like, I sit back and I like think about some of the things that I've heard people say, and like things that people do that really just make you think like, wow, like this is going to be, this generation does have hope. As a lot of people say, you're all stuck in your phones, like this is horrible. But you know, I don't know, this is kind of like a really broad topic that I'm trying to pinpoint into one sentence. But basically that there is hope for the world. Yeah, I feel like she said it better in her video, but I definitely agree with what she said, so I'll link it down below. The last thing that college taught me so far that I want to talk about, this is definitely more of a personal, specific one rather than kind of like a big life lesson per se, but I've learned this semester what I want to do with my life, and that's like a big thing for me because I'm studying political science and peace studies, and I've always known I wanted to study political science since I was like in middle school, and I visited the Senate and I was like, wow, like I really want to like be a part of something big like this. And people always ask me, especially in college now, political science, oh, what are you going to do with that? And I'm like, I have no idea. Back off. This is why you need to take classes outside of what you think you want to do, because it could open your eyes to what you actually want to do. And this semester I took both a peace studies and an international relations class, which they're kind of very much overlapping. And I learned that I don't want to work within American politics necessarily, but I definitely want to work with international relations, and I want to do something that has to do with the UN, because I feel like that's a really strong organization with a lot of potential to bring different countries together and work together. That, of course, they've done a lot in the past, but I feel like they could do so much more as well. So I learned specifically what I want to do. Obviously that is subject to change. It might very possibly change within the next couple years as I expand and try new things in college, but as of now I definitely think I want to work with the UN. Obviously and this is like a big thing for me to know like kind of what I want to do. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I don't know the position I want to fill, you know, anything like that, but it just, I feel like that'd be like it's just something that I could see like consuming my life in a good way that I would really like enjoy doing, and I feel like there's a lot of potential to accomplish great things within the UN. So that's what I want to do, and I always knew that I wanted to live in New York at some point in my life, and the UN is based in New York, so yeah, as of now, that's very much what I'm interested in and what I want to work toward right now. So yeah, but those are a basic list of a lot of things that college has taught me so far as of one semester down. I'm so excited for the rest of it, and just if you are watching this and you're in high school or younger, middle school, if you're not there yet, just know that there's so much more to your life than you might think as of now, and there's so much to look forward to. So don't let high school get you down. I know it wasn't like the greatest experience for me. A lot of people can probably agree, but there's like so much potential beyond that. So I hope you guys got something out of this video. Let me know if you relate to any of these. Maybe you completely disagree. I don't know. Everyone has a different experience in college, so that is my 2 cents. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thumbs up if you thought this was interesting or you got something out of it or something. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.